so Sam Flannel can suck it. Tom Kennedy is just one call away. He is there. He is ready to rock.
I'm taking Tom Kennedy over Cleo Pimpleton because for a juggler, can't catch a ball.
When did the practice squad become this big, huge thing?
It's your practice squad, for Christ's sake. On a 3-win team.
When the ball gets kicked off against the Eagles, we'll never talk about the practice squad again. No doubt about that. But we do have to talk about the Lions practice squad. I have we asked Terry Foster some media questions. I got another media question for Terry Foster. But the practice squad is here. Tom Kennedy, A.J. Parker, Maurice Alexander, Justin Jackson, they all clear waivers. So Sam Flannel can suck it because Tom Kennedy is just one call away.
Oh,
That's
nice.
right, Sam Flannel. He is there. He is ready to rock any kind of capitulation at the wide receiver spot, and Tom Kennedy's there, baby.
Now, I heard
Suck
Sam
it!
Flannel took him in the 5th round.
Yeah.
Are you guys really flexing over him being on the practice squad? What did I say? I said coming to a practice squad near you. He's not on the active roster, and that is just fine
That's
with
even
me.
better, though.
How is that better? He's on the practice squad.
Because he's a salary minimum. There's nothing guaranteed, and he's one call away.
Maurice Alexander is one call away. Come on now.
That Tom Kennedy should be a feature on that
And
track.
ladies and gentlemen out there, capitulation is the action of surrendering or ceasing to resist an opponent or demand.
Thank you, D-Mac.
You're welcome.
I did not. That was a big word.
Listen, I got you when the big word, when Neil throws those, when Terry or Neil throw out those big journalism words, I got you guys.
Okay, so T-Foss, I have a question.
I have the answer.
Okay,
Hopefully.
good. I want to know, and look, we're tongue-in-cheek, and we're laughing, and we're busting Sam's balls a little bit, and we're having some fun with it.
Yes. He's a
But
good kid.
when, much like the backup quarterback spot, I think the practice squad is a very close cousin to the backup quarterback. Meaning, I've never seen it more discussed. I've never seen it more scrutinized. I've never seen it more analyzed. The practice squad thing, when did it become this, Terry? That's my question. When did the practice squad become this big, huge thing? And it's recently, right? Like, it seems like it's popped out of nowhere.
More names on there. It used to be the practice squad would be like 4 or 5 dudes on there, and the teams wouldn't even fill that totally out. But now the practice squad is, you got guys that you saw in college. You have guys who you saw play in the preseason, so you are familiar with Tom Kennedy. You're familiar with guys on there. So they're released, and they kind of go away, and then they come back and say, oh, that's my guy from the second preseason game. Plus, now the media has to cover the practice squad because a certain percentage of people who pick up the sports section, yes, they still have a sports section, Neil,
Really?
are nerds. They're nerds. They like preseason games. They like to see their guy from Akron play, or the backup lineman from Akron. So that's why it's a bigger thing, because we're familiar with the names.
D-Mac, what about that? Because it's incredible. And look, we're in the content business. Make no mistake. Content 24/7. I think that plays a very big part of it because we are responsible to pump out content. That is content. It is NFL content, which we've proven the NFL is king. But people are ready to fight about Tom Kennedy and things like that.
Kennedy.
Are they though? Like at the end of,
Look at that man over there.
What
You can't go by society based on him.
Right? What you want at the end of the day is guys on your practice squad that are capable if they have to fill in. I'm happy that Tom Kennedy's there because I've seen him catch passes in the end zone in an exhibition game. I think that, like I said before, if somebody goes down and they need him to throw in, he knows the playbook and stuff. So he is that, but it also lets me know that there's other guys that are better than him that won the starting job, which means that, okay, so if Tom Kennedy can catch 2 touchdown passes exhibition game and be that good, there's guys that this coaching regime thinks that are better and can produce better. Obviously, as Dan Campbell said, who can contribute on special teams, that's where I think Tom Kennedy, it's not just about wide receiver, it's the fact that that's just what he does. But if somebody goes down, I see Tom Kennedy in the lineup. I'm like, okay, he can make plays. If he's the guy that they got to go to, he can make plays. What do you mean he can't make plays? You throw him in for a game, he can make plays. Him.
We've seen it.
Him.
And
and I don't care who it's against. I've also seen, here's the difference. I'm taking Tom Kennedy over Cleo Pimpleton because for a juggler, can't catch a ball. I mean, no, I'm just saying, like when the pressure's on, when it's crunch time, you want to talk about what's winning and what's not? When Dan Campbell says whether it's a quarterback, receiver, DB, whatever like this, is that at least we know what we've got. Sometimes that's what you don't have, right? Not everybody has it. You got to find that out now.
Speaking of DBs, I'll go to Sam Flannel for comment on that. But no, Sam, he's thrown a touchdown in the past. You've proven you love it when somebody out of position throws a touchdown pass.
I was obviously using it as a tiebreaker between Walter Payton and Barry Sanders, and Walter Payton threw 8 instead of 1.
Ignorance.
My thing with Tom Kennedy is he just does not have a diverse enough skill set. What we've seen from him in the preseason doesn't really matter because he did it last year, and then last season, 6 catches for 54 yards in the regular season on that wide receiver room where there was plenty of room for a superstar like Tom Kennedy, right? Come on. He's nothing.
He's not a superstar, but he's a 6th or 7th guy that if guys go down in a league of availability is the best ability, right? Did you have somebody coming up that at least to the name or something where Lions fans will go, oh, okay, at least he's capable instead of bringing somebody in. You know how lucky you got with Craig Reynolds, bringing him in off the couch and him being, when they say in Hard Knocks that Craig is the heartbeat, the heart and soul of what this team embodies for his work ethic and all that stuff. When you hear about Hank Fraley and Hard Knocks talk about the fact that you'll have offensive linemen knocking on your door, you think about cutting him because of what he means in protection and the value throughout. So what I'm saying is capability as your 6th or 7th. It's your practice squad, for Christ's sake, on a 3-win team.
Prag Patel, YouTube chat thread. Did Neil just do a Charlie Puth?
Oh, you bet he did.
Absolutely.
You better believe he did.
Absolutely, I did. But Terry, in the end, isn't it hilarious? Because when the ball gets kicked off against the Eagles, we'll never talk about the practice squad again.
We won't. And we won't even know who's on there.
Right.
Really. I mean, but if you get into a jam, Tom Kennedy can catch a little 8-yard slant. So he can be dependable. And, but that's why the NFL is king. If you can be on the roster, you're a big deal. If you can be on the practice squad, you're kind of a big deal. But at some point, he might be asked to help bail the Lions out, and they have faith in him that he can do something. Nothing great, but at least something. He's not going to drop the ball like my man Khalil.
Well, speaking of that, YouTube chat thread, Wyatt Bear, Pimpleton is 1 ball away. Juggling or catching, your choice. So, it's as soon as the ball gets kicked off, we won't talk about it again. But in the meantime, we do. Philippines On Demand says, I love Kennedy, but I was hoping someone would pick him up. He deserves it. He's got a good work ethic and an attitude. I always tend to side with talent. Like when it all... What?
Which Tom Kennedy does not have.
Was that a tone thing again, D-Mac?
No, yes, sort of. It was just funny. It was funny at the end of the day. The talent, because the talent wins champs. You need both, right? You need both. You just obviously, it's. I'm done.
Yeah, I'm pretty
about
sure
Tom
if
Kennedy.
the Lions ever make the Super Bowl, Tom Kennedy is not going to make a dive and catch in the end zone to win the game.
The Booner Sports Show on YouTube chat thread. Give me Kennedy over 0.5 passing touchdowns for the season. What do you think about that, Sam Flannel?
You know what I think about that? I think give me Maurice Alexander, who in a preseason game had 4 returns for 152 yards and can set the Lions up in good field position, because when you are a bubble receiver, you have to do other things. That's why Maurice Alexander should be the #1 call-up over Tom Kennedy.